Hey guys, it's Kevin from AGI Pro DJ.com. Today we're here with Pulse from AlphaTheta and the Pioneer team to touch on and go over some basics.
In Serato, you do have an auto gain function right at the top here. And I'm going to play a song and just set it to 0 right now. So this drop down gives you options to go for 89 dB, 92, or all the way up to 98. But one of the things you'll see, so auto gain's enabled here. Each deck has a gain knob on the screen, so you can actually make the adjustments. And even though my auto gain is enabled, I'm still able to go and adjust this. Now it's set it to the level where the analysis determined this is peak. This is the best sound level for or the gain for the software deck. Now I still have hardware gain control. So if I switch back over here, you can see I'm still able to turn up my trim knob or turn it down to get into that zone. But when you're looking at the software, it's already picked the best level for that. So if I come back and I disable the auto gain, you'll see the knob will turn white. And it's basically stuck at 12 o'clock. It's going to send out the audio as is, as opposed to giving it the software boost before it goes out to the hardware. So those are places that you can come in and make adjustments in the software. Now, one tip I will give DJs is quite often I see them trying to turn it up by turning up the master volume knob in Serato. Worst thing you can do. I always recommend putting it just to the left of 12 o'clock because DJs who boost it in here are going to make the volume go louder. But what's happening is it's actually distorting it. 9 times out of 10, it distorts the audio. So tell DJs just curl it back just below that 12 o'clock. Because again, gain staging, multiple places you can turn up audio. You can see here I'm into the red. I'm going to turn that down just a little bit, get it out of the red, and make sure that I'm making that adjustment on my hardware instead. So here, now I've pulled it out of the red. I can see I'm at zeros, and I'm just below zeros here because I turned my master back down. So all about gain staging from top to bottom. Work from your software into your trim, out to your master.
Is the trim on the AZ independent of MIDI control? So it
Yes.
Doesn't affect the software inputs at all.
Correct. So the mixer section is always going to be audio first. So even if you map this knob to do something else in software, let's say for example you wanted it to be a control for an effect, it does send MIDI signal, but anything that's passing through that would still be affected audio first. So yes, it would send MIDI signal to do that control, but it's still going to trim the audio. So if I run it here, you can see, even though I've got control in software to be able to turn this down as quite low, and you can see now it's back down to 0 dBs on my inbound. I can turn the physical hardware down, and now my signals drop significantly. So if I cut back over to software and I get it back up into in around there, you see now my hardware, I have the ability to bring it back up towards 0.
Okay, interesting. So I know that at least within Virtual DJ, it seems like all of the trim and gain knobs are mapped to the software.
I think that it depends if you're using it as software, an internal or external mixer as well. So Rekordbox does the same thing. If you have a controller that is a software mixer, so in other words, the audio is actually being mixed in the application itself, all of those controls are MIDI, and what's happening. And so let me use the Flex 4 as an example. It is a software controlled device. So the audio outputs that it has are headphones and master. So there's not sending independent channels for channel 1, channel 2. The trim knobs that are on that device don't actually control any audio. So the audio passes from your computer to the USB straight to the master or straight to the headphones. The trim knob does control software. The software mixer does that. In the case of the AZ or a DJM, for example, those are external mixer devices. So the audio is being passed for each one of the channels. And the same thing happens with Serato, is it recognizes that this device is a hardware mixer. It's not mixing the software, it's mixing in hardware. So it sends the individual channels of audio out to the device, which then allows you to mix it all directly on the device. So Virtual DJ, I know, does have options for configuring internal and external, and that you can actually force it depending on what the audio device is. You could take a Flex 10, for example, which is a hardware audio mixer, and you can have it mix all internal and software. In which case your knobs can be mapped, but remembering that it's, as long as it's passing audio and like for channel 1, if you go and adjust anything on channel 1 as a software control, it still affects it as audio.
So there you have it. Another great tip from Pulse, from AlphaTheta and the Pioneer DJ team. Appreciate you taking the time today, and
My pleasure.
we'll look for you on the next thing.